cogent critique.
Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks.
You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. Outbreak. Wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better.
Reporting that the CDC is expected to issue new guidance today saying that fully vaccinated people don't have to wear masks indoors in many circumstances. Saying that this guidance is expected to come at the...
It's about the rational use of masks. We have provided guidance about using a medical mask in the community. And if you're not sick, you shouldn't be wearing a medical mask. But if you are, then you should.
Medical professionals and government officials say we don't need face masks to fight the novel coronavirus, yet you'll be hard-pressed to find one in a big box store.
WGN's Julia.
Dr. Fauci says the COVID death toll is something we haven't seen for well over 100 years since the 1918 pandemic. He also says that he could see Americans still needing to wear face masks going into 2022. But Dr. Fauci stressed that we can expect to see a significant improvement in normalcy by the end of this year.
One mask is better than zero masks. Two masks is better than one mask, but you don't have to have double masks. Is that right? I mean,
It is.
so now we're hearing we should wear two. Where do you stand on that? If I go to the grocery store, do I wear two? Do I wear three? Is it safer to wear 8? Where does it stop?
Well, no.
Hey guys, it is just really hard to wrap your mind around how badly our government screwed up the pandemic. The response was just, laughable on so many levels. I mean, like, for example, where I live, you had small businesses told they had to shut down unless they were essential businesses. And then some of the essential businesses they defined as liquor stores and casinos. But yet this was this horrible emergency. And granted, it was awful. I mean, the whole experience was awful beyond just the pandemic. And by awful, I mean just what we had to go through. Being a millennial, man. Especially millennials. But everyone. I mean, the experience watching our buffoonery, the buffoonery from our government. But, granted, it did kill, based on the stats, over 1 million Americans. That's awful. My heart goes out to anyone that lost their lives. I'm not dismissing that. But watching the way people treated each other in this pandemic, the selfishness, the buffoonery of our politicians and public officials. Just, if you ever had any doubt about where we are as humanity, just look at this pandemic response. And, people lost their freaking minds. It's never, obviously things have never fully recovered, or even recovered at all to the way they were, pre-pandemic. But this was, again, not trying to dismiss anyone who's died or got seriously ill. I got pretty seriously ill twice from the virus myself. But this was on like the Richter scale of problems that could face humanity, compared to leave out contagions for a second, leave out pandemics. Like the Yellowstone supervolcano, or the next pandemic that has, instead of whatever COVID was, 1-2% fatality, whatever, a 10% fatality. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, this was so poorly handled. And we had a government that I feel, since I was a child, and prior was basically brainwashing us, telling us, don't worry, we're in control, we got it. You know, you would always watch these movies, and there would always be these sophisticated FBI or CIA or NSA, and they've got everything under control. Don't worry, they know what they're doing, they're the experts. And this showed us, this pandemic, that they're not in control, they're full of shit. And they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it also exposed humanity for what it is, very self-centered. And I guess I'm just cynical, but yeah. And it's exposed our society, too, because I think a lot of it is modern-day American society. But in any case, that was the small scale, relatively speaking, compared to stuff that humanity's faced in the past as far as disasters go. And if we could even get this right, somewhere down the line there's going to be something a lot worse. Yellowstone volcano, supervolcano is going to blow up. There's going to be another pandemic. There's going to be whatever disaster. And given how badly we handled this, what hope is there for humanity with the next real major disaster? An American society, especially. I don't see it. I mean, we already know American society is collapsing as we speak now, and I think the virus was an accelerant to that. And things have just been getting exponentially worse since 2020, you know, inflation and prices and so on and so on. But the thing that's even more terrifying than COVID itself and what it has done is just how much worse the next natural disaster will likely be, given the response that society and our inept government has had to the last one.